How does involuntary part-time employment affect underemployment? Imagine wanting to work full-time but only being able to find part-time jobs that don't meet your financial needs. That's a common situation for many workers in the United States. When people work fewer hours than they want or are able to work, it's called underemployment. A big part of underemployment comes from involuntary part-time employment. These workers are stuck in part-time jobs because the economy or their industry can't support full-time hours. They want more hours but can't find them, which means their employment doesn't match their skills or needs. Involuntary part-time workers are those who work part-time hours but would prefer and are available for full-time work. This is different from people who choose to work part-time for personal reasons like studying, caring for family, or health issues. Because involuntary part-time workers want more hours, they are counted as underemployed. This makes the overall underemployment rate higher than the official unemployment rate. When we include involuntary part-time workers, studies show that about 8 to 11% of all employed people in the United States are underemployed. That's roughly double the number if we only look at those officially unemployed or working part-time for personal reasons. This issue hits certain groups harder. Workers of color and those in lower-wage industries like hospitality, transportation, retail, and service sectors are more likely to be involuntary part-time workers. This increases economic disparities and keeps some communities at a disadvantage. People in involuntary part-time jobs often report feeling less satisfied with their work and financial situations. They also struggle with balancing work and personal life because their hours are unpredictable or limited. The number of involuntary part-time workers tends to rise during economic downturns. For example, during the Great Recession and the COVID-19 pandemic, many workers were pushed into part-time roles involuntarily. Before the pandemic, only about 2.8% of employed people worked involuntary part-time hours. During the peak of the pandemic in April 2020, that number jumped to over 8%. Even after some recovery, involuntary part-time employment remains higher than normal, showing that the labor market still faces challenges. This cyclical pattern means that during recessions, more workers are forced into part-time work they don't want. This increases underemployment and makes it harder for workers to find stable, full-time jobs. Addressing this problem involves creating more full-time job opportunities, supporting wages, and reforming labor policies. It's important to look beyond just unemployment numbers and focus on the quality of jobs and hours workers are able to work. Involuntary part-time employment plays a big role in underemployment in the United States. It affects many workers, especially those in vulnerable groups and low-wage jobs. It shows how economic ups and downs and structural issues in the labor market can limit workers' ability to work full-time and meet their economic needs.